Turning Pain into Power, 18 Stoic Lessons from Epictetus. What's your pain? Hiding. Life can hit hard. Sometimes it's a piercing betrayal that cuts deep, a crushing loss that leaves you hollow, or that quiet, nagging ache of feeling like you're just not enough. Those moments of pain, raw and unyielding, can feel like they'll break you. But what if they could make you stronger? What if pain isn't just something to endure, but a catalyst to unlock a resilience and power you didn't know you had? That's what we're re-exploring today, how to transform your struggles into a source of unshakable strength. Pain doesn't have to be the end of the story. It can be the beginning of something extraordinary. So grab a coffee, find a cozy spot, and let's dive into a journey of turning wounds into wisdom. No one understood this better than Epictetus, a man who rose from the chains of slavery to become one of history's greatest Stoic philosophers. Born into bondage in ancient Rome, Epictetus faced unimaginable hardship, yet he didn't let his circumstances define him. Instead, he forged a philosophy that's still a lifeline for millions today. His 18 Stoic principles aren't just abstract ideas, they were a practical blueprint for navigating life's toughest moments. They teach us how to take the raw material of pain and mold it into courage, clarity, and purpose. Whether you wear your pain openly, letting it spill out for the world to see, or bottle it up, carrying it silently, Epictetus offers a third path: transformation. His teachings show us how to reframe suffering, not as a burden, but as a forge for building an unstoppable spirit. This isn't about ignoring pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about facing it head-on and using it to grow. Epictetus believed that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. That choice is where the magic happens. It's where pain becomes power and struggles become stepping stones. So, let's explore these 18 principles together, uncovering how they can help you turn life's hardest moments into your greatest strengths. Ready? Let's begin. A path to strength. Life can feel like a battlefield sometimes, can't it? We all face our own struggles. A toxic coworker who always knows exactly how to push your buttons, a family argument that lingers like a storm cloud, or that relentless inner voice whispering that you're not enough. Pain in all its forms can feel overwhelming, and opening up about it can be terrifying. It's like handing someone a loaded weapon, especially when you know there are people out there who thrive on others' struggles. It's a harsh reality. Some seem to relish your hurt, feeding off your vulnerability. That kind of betrayal can make you want to retreat, to lock your pain away where no one can touch it. But what if there's another way? What if deep inside you have a spark of strength waiting to be ignited? A power that can transform your pain into something unbreakable. That's where Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who endured unimaginable hardship, comes in. His wisdom isn't just ancient words on a page. It is a battle-tested guide to turning your vulnerabilities into resilience. Epictetus was born into slavery in ancient Rome, a life that could have crushed anyone's spirit. Yet he didn't just survive, he thrived, crafting a philosophy that's still a beacon for navigating life's toughest moments. His 18 Stoic principles are like a roadmap for taking the raw, jagged edges of pain and forging them into clarity, courage, and purpose. They teach us that while we can always control the chaos around us, whether it's a cruel colleague, a fractured family, or our own self-doubt, we can control how we respond. That choice is where your power lies. It's not about hiding your pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about facing it head-on and using it as fuel to grow stronger. So for the next few minutes, let's tune out the noise of the world. Let us dive into Epictetus' 18 principles and discover how they can reshape the way you face life. Challenges. Ready? Grab a seat, take a deep breath, and let's uncover the strength within you. The power of listening. Sometimes, the simplest truths are the easiest to overlook, especially when life gets loud. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who turned hardship into wisdom, nailed one of these truths with a single sentence: We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so we can listen twice as much as we speak. It's almost too basic, right? 2 ears, 1 mouth. Nature's not-so-subtle hint to prioritize listening over talking. But think about it. When was the last time you really listened? Not just nodding along, half distracted, mentally rehearsing your next witty comeback or sage advice, but truly absorbing what someone else is saying, their words, their tone, their unspoken struggles. That kind of listening is rare, and it's powerful. Picture this. You are sitting across from a friend who is going through a rough patch. Their voice cracks as they pour out their heart, the weight of their words filling the air. It's tempting to jump in, to offer a quick fix or share your own story to relate. But what if instead you just listen? You notice the pauses, the way their eyes flicker with emotion, the truth they're laying bare. That's where real connection happens. It's like opening a door to someone else's world, letting their joys, fears, and experiences wash over you. Listening like this doesn't just build trust. It teaches you things no book, podcast, or screen ever could. It reveals perspectives you'd never considered, shows you the raw, messy beauty of someone else's reality, and sharpens your own understanding of life. Epictetus knew that listening is a skill, a discipline, a way to grow stronger. It's not passive, it's active. It takes restraint to hold back your own voice, to resist filling the silence with your thoughts. So, next time you're about to speak, take a beat. Ask yourself, is this worth saying, or should I just listen? Try it for a day, a conversation, even a moment. Lean into the quiet, and you'll be amazed at what you hear. What truths unfold, what connections deepen, what strength you find when you let the world speak first. Own your emotions. Ever feel like someone else's words or attitude can jerk you around like you on a leash? A snarky comment from a coworker, a cold glance from a stranger, or a passive-aggressive jab from a friend, it's as if they've got a remote control for your emotions, flipping your mood from calm to chaotic in seconds. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who turned a life of enslavement into one of profound wisdom, saw through this trap. He taught that you don't have to let other people's negativity steer your life. Why hand them that power? Their harsh words, their bad vibes, their bitterness. Those are their burdens, not yours. You get to decide what shapes your inner world. Imagine you're at work, pouring your energy into a project, when a colleague tosses out a cutting remark about your efforts. The sting is real, and you can feel anger or self-doubt bubbling up, ready to hijack your day. But here's the truth Epictetus would drive home. If you let those feelings take over, you're handing that person the keys to your peace of mind. You're essentially saying, go ahead, wreck my mood. Instead, he'd urge you to take those keys back, not by firing back with a sharp retort or nursing a grudge, but by choosing calm over chaos. It's about recognizing that their words reflect their own struggles, not your worth. That shift in perspective is everything. It's not easy. Words can wound and attitudes can slice deep. But when you refuse to let someone else's drama dictate your emotions, you reclaim your freedom. You become the one in charge. This principle isn't about ignoring pain or pretending you're untouchable. It's about building an inner fortress, a place where your peace resides no matter what's thrown at you. Next time someone tries to drag you into their negativity, pause, take a breath, and ask, why am I letting their mess become mine? Cut that leash. Choose your own path. By mastering your response, you don't just protect your peace. You become unstoppable, grounded in a strength that no one can shake. Stare down your fears. Life can feel like a roller coaster, can't it? One moment, you're cruising smoothly, feeling on top of the world. The next, you're blindsided by something unexpected. A job loss that shakes your foundation, a relationship crumbling into pieces, or money troubles creeping in like an uninvited guest. It is so easy to get caught in a spiral of what-if fears that keep you up at night. What if I fail? What if everything falls apart? Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who turned a life of slavery into one of profound wisdom, had a radical approach to this anxiety. Don't run from your fears. Face them head-on. Imagine the worst-case scenario has already happened. It sounds intense, maybe even daunting, but hear me out. This practice can be a game changer. Let's say you're terrified of getting fired. That fear can gnaw at you, stealing your focus and peace. Instead of letting it fester, Epictetus would urge you to lean into it. Picture it vividly. You've lost your job. Your desk is cleared out, and you're walking away. Now what? You'd figure it out, wouldn't you? You'd start hunting for new opportunities, maybe pick up a new skill, or finally pursue that passion project you've been putting off. By confronting the worst head-on, you strip it of its paralyzing power. You realize the world doesn't end. You adapt, you grow, you keep moving forward. Epictetus wasn't about pretending life is all sunshine and rainbows. He was about building the kind of courage that lets you walk through the storm without flinching. This isn't about dwelling on negativity. It's about reclaiming control. By naming your fear and imagining how you'd handle it, you discover just how resilient you are. You find a quiet strength that says, I can face this. So what's your biggest fear right now? Try this. Name it, picture it unfolding, and map out how you'd keep going. That's where your power lies. That's where you find peace, not in avoiding the storm, but in knowing you can weather it and come out stronger. Fail like a champion. The word failure alone can make your stomach twist, can't it? It's like a spotlight on your worst moments. Nobody wants to mess up, look foolish, or crash spectacularly in front of an audience. But Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who turned a life of enslavement into a masterclass in resilience, had a different take. Embrace failure. He saw it not as an enemy to dodge, but as a mentor to learn from. Failure, in his view, is the raw material of growth. Think about it. Every major lesson you've carried forward, every skill you've honed, didn't it come with a stumble or two? That speech you bombed, the goal you missed, the time you tried something bold and fell flat on your face, those moments didn't just sting, they shaped you. They carved out the person you are today. Epictetus believed true growth demands being okay with looking like a fool. Not because you're clueless, but because you're courageous enough to try, to fail, and to keep going. Picture a sculptor chiseling a statue. Every chip, every mistake, is a step closer to something beautiful. That's you in the making. Each failure is a cut that refines you, revealing a stronger, wiser version of yourself. It's not a polished process. It's messy, frustrating, sometimes downright gut-wrenching. But it's also where your passion catches fire, where your resilience takes root. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the path to it. Epictetus would argue that avoiding failure means avoiding growth, and that's no way to live. So, when you're staring down something new and the fear of failing creeps in, pause. Ask yourself, what if this stumble is my path to something extraordinary? Embrace it like a champion, not because you love falling, but because you trust the process. Every misstep is a lesson, every bruise a badge of courage. Keep chiseling, keep pushing, and let failure be the spark that ignites your potential. That's where the real magic happens, where you become unstoppable. Find riches in simplicity. Wealth often conjures images of overflowing bank accounts, sleek cars, sprawling homes, and the latest gadgets gleaming on your desk. It's easy to get seduced by the idea that these things equal success, that they'll fill the void and bring lasting happiness. But then the bills pile up, the stress seeps in, and you're chained to a treadmill of work just to maintain it all. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who rose from slavery to wisdom, would look at this cycle and shake his head. He'd say you're missing the point. True wealth isn't measured by what you own. It's about freedom, about simplicity, about a life rich with meaning rather than clutter. Choosing simplicity doesn't mean abandoning ambition or retreating to a bare-bones existence in some remote cabin. It's about cutting through the noise to focus on what genuinely matters to you. Think of a quiet evening laughing with people you love. their voices weaving a warmth no paycheck can buy. Or a slow walk where you notice the rustle of leaves, the way the light dances on the ground. Moments when you feel truly alive. That's wealth, the kind that doesn't demand a monthly payment or constant upkeep. Epictetus taught that when you stop chasing more money, more status, more stuff, you free yourself from the endless hunger of wanting. You start to see the riches already in your life, hiding in plain sight. Simplicity is a rebellion against the world's insistence that you need more to be enough. It's a choice to value what fills your heart over what fills your shelves. By letting go of the excess, you make space for clarity, for peace, for joy that doesn't depend on external validation. So, pause for a moment. What's one simple thing that sparks happiness in you? Maybe it's a cup of coffee savored in silence, a song that lifts your spirit, or a hug from someone who gets you. That's your treasure. Hold it close, nurture it, and let the rest fall away. That's the wealth Epictetus would tell you to chase, the kind that sets you free. Stay humble, stay open. Ever crossed paths with someone who seems to have an answer for everything? They're quick with a comeback, always ready to one-up your story, and it's honestly exhausting. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who turned a life of hardship into profound wisdom, would warn you to steer clear, not just of those know-it-alls, but of the temptation to become one yourself. He saw humility as the cornerstone of real growth. Admitting you don't have all the answers isn't a weakness. It's like opening a window to let fresh air into a stuffy room. It's an invitation to curiosity, learning, and the kind of wonder that keeps life vibrant. Humility doesn't mean shrinking yourself or pretending you're less capable than you are. It's about letting go of the need to appear all-knowing, which creates space for something far more valuable, discovery. Think back to a moment when you felt that spark of awe. Maybe it was hearing a story that flipped your perspective, learning a new skill that challenged you, or noticing something small, like the rhythmic patter of rain on a quiet night. Those moments happen when you're open, when you're willing to say, I don't know everything, and that's exciting. Humility is the key that unlocks new ideas, deeper connections, and a richer understanding of the world. Epictetus knew that clinging to a facade of certainty closes you off. It's like trying to fill a cup that's already full. Nothing new can get in. But when you embrace the fact that you're still learning, still growing, you make room for wisdom to take root. It takes courage to admit you don't have all the answers, to ask a question instead of making a statement, to listen instead of speaking. So, next time you're tempted to act like you've got it all figured out, pause. Ask someone about their perspective. Listen with an open mind. Let the world surprise you with something new. That's where growth begins, where curiosity thrives, and where wisdom quietly blooms. Watch out for wealth's traps. Money has a way of pulling you in, doesn't it? It's like a shiny lure, glimmering with promises of happiness, security, and status. But just when you think you've got it, it can hook you in ways you never expected. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who rose from slavery to profound wisdom, saw through the illusion of wealth. He warned that chasing money can attract the wrong crowd. People who don't care about you, only what you have. Worse, it can tug you away from your core, leaving you a stranger to yourself. Ever notice how the pursuit of more can shift your focus? One minute you're clear on what matters. The next, you're stressed, overworked, and chasing a paycheck, only to feel hollow when you finally catch it. Let's be clear, Epictetus didn't call money evil. It's a tool, nothing more, nothing less. But he'd argue that real wealth lies in your character, the person you are when the bank account runs dry, when the flashy cars and gadgets fade into irrelevance. Money can buy a house, but only integrity builds a home. It can fund a lifestyle, but only your values give it meaning. The danger comes when the pursuit of wealth flips the script and you find yourself serving it instead of it serving you. You start measuring your worth by your wallet, and that's a trap that leaves you empty. So how do you stay grounded? Epictetus would say, check in with yourself. Ask, is this chase for wealth serving me, or am I serving it? It's a gut check moment. Next time you're tempted by that shiny new purchase or the allure of a status symbol, pause. Reflect on what you truly value. Time with loved ones, peace of mind, or the freedom to live authentically. That's the wealth that endures, the kind no market crash can touch. Stay true to who you are and you'll build a life richer than any bank account could ever be. Spread your dreams wide. Ever poured your entire heart into one big hope? Maybe it's that dream job you've been chasing, the perfect relationship you thought would complete you, or a single goal that's consumed your every thought. You invest everything, time, energy, emotions, only to watch it slip away, leaving you gutted. Now what? Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who transformed a life of enslavement into one of enduring wisdom, had a sharp insight. Don't stake your happiness on a single hope. Life is too unpredictable, too wild to bet everything on one outcome. Instead, he'd urge you to spread your dreams out, to cultivate multiple goals, passions, and paths. This isn't about being indecisive or lacking commitment. It's about building resilience, about being tough enough to weather life's inevitable storms. Think of it like planting a garden. If you put all your faith in one seed and it fails to sprout, maybe the soil's bad or a frost hits, you're left with nothing. But if you plant a variety of seeds, some will take root even if others wither. That's the kind of approach Epictetus championed. When one dream falters, others can carry you forward. Maybe that job you pinned your hopes on falls through, but you've got a hobby that sparks joy, a side project gaining traction, or a new skill you're mastering. Those are your lifelines, the roots that keep you grounded when life upends your plans. By nurturing multiple passions, you create a safety net, not of complacency, but of strength and adaptability. This approach doesn't mean diluting your ambition. It's about expanding your vision. It's recognizing that life's richness comes from its variety, not from a single make-or-break moment. So, take a step back. What's one new dream you could nurture today? Maybe it's learning something new, reconnecting with a forgotten passion, or exploring a small side goal. Plant those seeds, big or small, and tend to them with care. You'll be amazed at how many ways you can grow, how many paths can lead you to a life that's resilient, vibrant, and truly yours. Keep death in mind. Death is the one certainty we all share, yet we often push it to the edges of our minds, pretending it's a distant shadow. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus urged us to keep death in view, not to dwell in fear, but to sharpen our focus on what truly matters. When we acknowledge our time is finite, the trivial concerns that consume us, grudges, petty arguments, the relentless chase for fleeting things like status or wealth, begin to lose their grip. What emerges in their place is the essence of a meaningful life, love, wisdom, and the legacy we leave behind. Embracing this perspective isn't about despair, it's about clarity. It's a call to live with intention, to make every moment resonate with purpose. Imagine you had just 1 year left to live. What would shift in your world? Would you pick up the phone to reconnect with someone you love, to mend a rift, or to express what's been left unsaid? Would you finally pursue that dream you've shelved, whether it's writing a book, traveling to a place that stirs your soul, or learning a skill you've always admired? Perhaps you'd release old resentments, recognizing they're too heavy to carry when time is so precious. Epictetus didn't advocate for morbidity, but for liberation. By confronting our mortality, we strip away the noise and align our actions with our deepest values. This mindset transforms how we approach each day. It encourages us to savor the small joys, a conversation with a friend, the warmth of a shared meal, the quiet satisfaction of doing good work. It pushes us to act with courage, to take risks that align with our purpose, and to let go of what no longer serves us. Death, when kept in view, becomes a gentle reminder to live fully, to love fiercely, and to leave a mark that endures. Don't shy away from this truth. Let it guide you to a life rich with meaning, starting now. Happiness is contentment. We've all been caught in the trap of chasing happiness, believing it's waiting just beyond the next milestone, a raise, a new car, a perfect life. It's a seductive illusion, but the Stoic philosopher Epictetus saw through it. True happiness isn't tethered to some distant achievement or possession. It's rooted in the present, in cultivating contentment with what you already have. This isn't about abandoning ambition or settling for less. It's about recognizing the riches already in your life, the small and large victories that shape your days, and finding joy in them without always craving more. Pause for a moment and consider what's around you. That warm drink in your hand, its comfort seeping into your palms, that's a small gift. The friend who's always there, ready with a laugh or a listening ear, that's a treasure. The simple fact that you're here, alive, learning, and growing, that's wealth beyond measure. Contentment doesn't mean giving up on dreams. It means appreciating the beauty of the now while you pursue them. It's about shifting your perspective to see the abundance already present, rather than fixating on what's missing. When you chase more without pause, you risk missing the life unfolding in front of you. Try this. The next time you feel that restless urge for something bigger or better, stop. Take a breath. Look around and name one thing you're grateful for. A kind word, a quiet moment, a skill you've honed. That gratitude anchors you, reminding you that happiness isn't a destination. It's a practice. It grows in the moments you choose to see, to savor, to celebrate. Epictetus taught that true wealth lies in mastering your perspective, in finding joy in what's yours today. By embracing contentment, you don't just find happiness. You build it, day by day, rooted in the life you're already living. Let that be your foundation, and watch how it transforms the way you move through the world. Break free from guilt. Guilt can feel like a persistent shadow, trailing you through every moment, heavy and unrelenting. Whether it's a mistake you made or someone else's misstep, it is easy to get caught in a cycle of blame, pointing fingers outward or turning the criticism inward, replaying the moment endlessly. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus saw this as a trap, a mental prison that keeps you stuck rather than moving forward. Guilt doesn't mend what's broken. It festers, draining your energy and clouding your judgment. The true challenge, he'd argue, is to take responsibility without letting guilt anchor you in place, to transform the weight of regret into a catalyst for growth. Consider a scenario where you've made a mistake at work. Perhaps you missed a deadline or said something that didn't land well. The instinct might be to spiral into self-blame, replaying the moment, letting guilt consume your thoughts. Or worse, you might deflect, blaming others to dodge the discomfort. Epictetus would urge you to reject both paths. Instead, own the mistake. Acknowledge it, understand what went wrong, and identify how to do better next time. This isn't about brushing off your errors or pretending they don't matter. It's about confronting them with clarity and courage, then letting them go. Guilt wants to chain you to the past. Responsibility empowers you to shape the future. The next time that shadow of guilt creeps in, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Shift your focus from dwelling on the problem to seeking solutions. Maybe it's a conversation to mend a misunderstanding, a new system to stay organized, or simply forgiving yourself to move forward. By breaking free from the cycle of blame, you reclaim your power to grow stronger and wiser. Epictetus taught that true strength lies in facing life's challenges head-on, not in being perfect, but in learning from imperfection. Let go of guilt's grip, embrace responsibility, and discover the freedom that comes with building solutions from your mistakes. Choose your crew wisely. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your life, shaping your mood, perspective, and growth. Some individuals drain your energy the moment they enter a room, their negativity casting a shadow over everything. They complain endlessly, focus on flaws, and leave you feeling exhausted, as if they've siphoned the light from your spirit. These energy vampires can stifle your enthusiasm and dim your potential. In contrast, there are those who radiate positivity and inspiration. They walk in with a spark that lifts your mood, makes you laugh, and challenges you to push beyond your limits. Even on your worst days, their presence can transform your outlook, turning despair into hope and obstacles into opportunities. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus understood this dynamic well, emphasizing that your companions influence not just your mindset, but the trajectory of your life. Your social circle acts like a mirror, reflecting who you are and who you could become. Spend time with those who embody the traits you admire: resilience, kindness, ambition, and you'll find yourself growing toward those qualities. Their encouragement and example help you see your potential more clearly, turning weaknesses into strengths over time. Conversely, lingering with those who dwell in negativity can pull you into their orbit, sapping your drive and clouding your vision. It's not just about cutting people out, it's about choosing wisely. Evaluate your circle with honesty. Who inspires you to be better? Who leaves you feeling drained? Seek out those who challenge you to grow, who celebrate your wins, and who offer perspective when you falter. These are the relationships that fuel progress. Building a life that shines requires intentionality. Surround yourself with people who reflect the best version of yourself, those who ignite your passion, share your values, and push you toward your goals. By curating a circle that uplifts and motivates, you create an environment where growth is inevitable. Choose your crew thoughtfully. They don't just shape your vibe, they shape your future. Your reactions. Write your story. Life is unpredictable, filled with twists and turns that can catch you off guard. A sudden job loss, a painful breakup, or an unexpected setback can feel like a gut punch, leaving you reeling. But the Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught a timeless truth. It is not the events themselves that define you, but how you choose to respond to them. Your reaction to life's challenges is what carves out your character and shapes the narrative of your life. When adversity strikes, you face a pivotal choice. Do you let it break you, or do you use it as a catalyst to rise stronger? Consider a scenario where you're passed over for a promotion you worked tirelessly for. The rejection stings, and it's tempting to spiral into self-pity, blame your boss, or resent your colleagues. But that's where Epictetus's wisdom comes in. You can choose a different path, one where the setback becomes fuel for growth. Instead of sulking, you could channel that disappointment into action, honing your skills, seeking feedback, or exploring new opportunities that align better with your goals. Every challenge, no matter how painful, carries the seeds of opportunity. It's a chance to transform weaknesses into strengths, to forge resilience, and to build a version of yourself that's tougher and wiser. The question isn't, why did this happen? But how will I make this work for me? Your response to life's curveballs determines your trajectory. A single moment of adversity can be a breaking point or a turning point. It is up to you. By choosing to face challenges with courage and intention, you turn obstacles into stepping stones. Reflect on the hardships you encounter. Will this defeat me, or will it be my chance to shine? Your answer shapes not just the moment, but your future. Embrace the power of your reaction and let it guide you toward a life of resilience and purpose. Make your choices count, and write a story that reflects your strength.
Embrace your duties. Duty is a weighty word, carrying more than just obligation. It is about confronting your fears and rising to meet the challenges that define who you are. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that embracing your responsibilities, no matter how daunting, is the path to building inner strength. Duty isn't about mindlessly adhering to rules or expectations. It's about taking ownership of what truly matters: your family, your work, your core values. It's about choosing to act with purpose, even when the path is steep or the outcome uncertain. When you lean into duty, you're not just checking boxes. You're forging a life of meaning and resilience. Reflect on a moment when fear held you back. Maybe it was avoiding a difficult conversation with a loved one, shying away from a career-defining decision, or sidestepping a truth you didn't want to face. It's human to hesitate when the stakes feel high, when the thought of failure or pain looms large. But now imagine stepping into that discomfort with courage. It's raw, sometimes agonizing, but it's also transformative. Embracing duty means showing up fully, even when your instincts scream to retreat. It's fighting for what's right, standing firm for your principles, or sometimes making the heart-wrenching choice to let go when holding on no longer serves the greater good. Each time you face these moments, you uncover a deeper well of resilience within yourself. Duty shapes you through action. It's not about perfection, but about commitment to yourself, to those you care about, to the values that anchor you. Ask yourself, what's one responsibility you've been avoiding? It might be small, like a task you've procrastinated on, or profound, like a truth you've dodged. Whatever it is, take it on. Step into the storm, not because it's easy, but because it's where growth happens. By meeting your duties head on, you build a life of strength and purpose, one courageous choice at a time. Let go of others. Hate. Some people seem to carry a storm of hate, don't they? Their words drip with venom, tossing shade, criticism, or outright attempts to drag you down. It's easy to get caught in that downpour, to let their negativity seep into your bones and darken your day. But Stoic wisdom, like that of Epictetus, cuts through the noise. Their hate isn't about you, it's about them. It's their baggage, their inner turmoil spilling over. Your job isn't to absorb it or fight back, but to let it slide past you, untouched. You don't have to carry their weight. Your peace is yours to protect. Picture this. Someone snaps at you out of nowhere, their words sharp and unprovoked. The sting is real, and the instinct to take it personally kicks in fast. But pause. Step back. See it for what it is, a reflection of their own struggles, not a verdict on your worth. Their anger, their judgment, it's their mess, not yours. Like a sudden gust of wind, it might rattle you, but you don't have to let it knock you off course. Let it pass through you, weightless, and keep your eyes on your own path. Your story is yours to write, not theirs to scribble on. Choosing not to internalize their negativity isn't just self-preservation, it's an act of strength. It's taking control of your inner world, refusing to let someone else's storm cloud your sky. By letting go of their hate, you're not just protecting your peace. You're transforming their attempt to dim your light into fuel for your own resilience. It's a quiet rebellion against their chaos. So the next time someone tries to pull you into their tempest, ask yourself, why am I letting their storm touch my sky? Keep shining, unshaken, and let their darkness fall away. Your light is yours to tend, and no one else gets to decide how brightly it burns. Treasure true friendship. There's nothing quite like a true friend, is there? Someone who stands by you when life's weight feels unbearable, sees every crack and flaw in your armor and chooses to stay anyway. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus understood that genuine friendship is a treasure far more valuable than gold. It is not just about shared laughter or good times over coffee. It's about having a safe harbor where your vulnerabilities aren't liabilities but simply part of being human. A real friend doesn't demand perfection. They offer a space where you can be raw, real, and still wholly accepted. Think of that one friend who's been your rock. Maybe they sat with you through a night of unraveling, listening without judgment as you poured out your fears, or perhaps they were the voice of courage, nudging you forward when you were ready to give up on a dream. That's the kind of wealth that can't be measured. True friends don't just shield you from life's storms, they hold up a mirror to help you see yourself clearly. They remind you of your strength when you forget it, ground you when you're lost in the chaos, and celebrate your victories like their own. In their presence, you're not just surviving, you're understood, valued, and uplifted. In a world that's often loud with superficial connections, endless notifications, fleeting interactions, real friendship stands out like a beacon. It's rare, enduring, and grounding. These are the people who make life's highs sweeter and its lows bearable, not by erasing the pain, but by sharing it. So pause for a moment. Who's that person in your life? The one who's seen you at your messiest and still shows up? Reach out. Tell them what they mean to you. A simple message, a call, a moment of gratitude can deepen that bond, because in the whirlwind of life, true friendship is a treasure that holds fast, a quiet strength that carries you through and reminds you you're never alone.
Find the good in the bad. Life can feel like a relentless storm at times, can't it? A job slips through your fingers, a carefully laid plan crumbles, or an unexpected blow leaves you reeling. It's tempting to sink into despair, to let the weight of it all pull you under. But the Stoic philosopher Epictetus offered a different perspective. Every storm carries a silver lining. Every setback, no matter how brutal, holds the seed of something valuable. A lesson, an opportunity, a chance to pivot toward something better. It is not about slapping a fake smile on pain or pretending the struggle doesn't hurt. It's about training yourself to look deeper, to find the hidden potential in the chaos, and use it to forge a stronger path forward. Imagine you lose your job. The sting is real, bills pile up, uncertainty looms, and self-doubt creeps in. But what if this rupture is also a rare opening? Maybe it's the push you needed to chase that dream you've shelved for years, starting that business, going back to school, or exploring a passion you've never dared to pursue. That closed door might be guiding you toward a new one you wouldn't have noticed otherwise. Stoicism doesn't ask you to ignore the hardship. It challenges you to face it with resilience, to ask, what's the good hiding in this mess? It's about sifting through the wreckage for the tools to rebuild, not just to survive, but to thrive. This mindset shift isn't easy, but it's powerful. It's about taking life's punches and turning them into stepping stones. Each obstacle becomes a chance to grow, to refine your purpose, to rewrite your story with courage. When the storm hits, don't just weather it. Search for the opportunity it's disguising. That failed plan, that rejection, that loss, they're not the end. They're plot twists, nudging you toward a comeback you didn't see coming. So, when life feels like it's unraveling, pause and look for the spark of possibility. Embrace it and watch how your story transforms. Let go of what you can't control. Life often feels like a whirlwind of chaos, where despite our deepest desires and hardest efforts, outcomes remain stubbornly beyond our grasp. You might pour your heart into loving someone only to find they don't reciprocate. You might dedicate years to a goal, studying tirelessly, working late nights, yet still fall short due to factors outside your control, like a shifting economy or sheer bad luck. The world is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes painfully unfair. But within this uncertainty lies a profound lesson from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. True freedom comes from focusing on what you can control and releasing your grip on what you cannot. This simple yet transformative idea shifts how we navigate life's challenges, turning frustration into clarity and power. What's within your control? Your thoughts, your actions, your effort, and your attitude. You can't force someone to love you, but you can choose to love with integrity, to treat them with kindness, and to respect their choices. You can't dictate the outcome of a project, but you can commit to doing your best work, learning from setbacks, and adapting with resilience. The economy might falter, but you can control how you prepare, save, or pivot in response. By anchoring yourself in these choices, you reclaim agency over your life. Letting go of what's beyond your control isn't surrender, it's liberation. It frees you from the exhausting cycle of worrying about things you can't change, allowing you to channel your energy into what truly matters. When life feels overwhelming, pause and take a breath. Ask yourself, what can I control right now? The answer might be as simple as choosing to stay calm, to act with intention, or to keep moving forward despite uncertainty. This shift in focus transforms pain into purpose, helping you build resilience and find peace amid life's unpredictability. Your strength lies not in mastering the world, but in mastering yourself, your responses, your mindset, and your choices. That's where true power begins. Your turn to shine. Life throws challenges that test our resilience, but the 18 Stoic principles from Epictetus offer a powerful toolkit to transform pain, struggles, and vulnerabilities into strength. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're practical, time-tested strategies for living with purpose and fortitude. Epictetus, a former slave who faced immense hardship, didn't just survive, he thrived by mastering his mindset and choices. His teachings, from listening deeply to others to letting go of what lies beyond our control, provide a roadmap for navigating life's toughest moments. Each principle is a call to action, urging us to focus on what we can influence, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while releasing the burdens of what we cannot. This approach doesn't just help us endure life's punches, it empowers us to emerge stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Here's my challenge to you. Choose one of Epictetus's principles to practice this week. Maybe it's truly listening to someone without judgment, facing a fear that's been holding you back, or letting go of the sting of someone's hatred. Pick one that resonates and commit to applying it in your daily life. Notice how it shifts your perspective, how it helps you reclaim control over your inner world. For example, if you choose to let go of what you can't control, pause when frustration hits and ask, "What can I do right now?" This small act can reframe challenges and unlock a sense of freedom. Epictetus's wisdom isn't about perfection, it's about progress, about taking life's messiness and turning it into growth. I'd love to hear from you. Which principle struck a chord? Share in the comments how it impacted you or which one you're trying out. If these ideas sparked something in you, give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and join us for more insights on living with strength and clarity. Thank you for being here. Now, go out and turn your pain into power by embracing one principle at a time.